Big news today in the land of D2. You're going to want to hear all about it, and I am more than happy to share it with you. I'll get into the nitty gritty, but Bungie just dropped a short but info-heavy TWAB, aka This Week at Bungie, that details a bunch of things, including major changes to the heavily criticized aerial combat system in D2. By the way, today's video is brought to you by Apex Gaming PCs. You want to get an awesome high-performance gaming PC, but you don't know where to start? Don't even worry about it. Apex has got you completely covered. Hit the link down in the video description to check out their beautiful machines, and remember to use discount code FALLOUT at checkout to receive up to $250 off your purchase. Thank you, Apex. All right, back to the content. If you want to read the TWAB on your own, I'm going to go ahead and link it down below, so feel free. But for right now, I'll get right to the meat and potatoes. Oh, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you. Regarding the airborne effectiveness system that pretty much 90% of the PvP community doesn't like at all, Bungie admits they went a little hard with their debut of the AE system. Kind of an understatement. And because people are really not enjoying it right now, they're moving the sandbox change that they were planning to drop in Season 18 to drop in the near future instead in Season 17. Their overall goal is to reduce airborne penalties for all primary weapons across the board. It's going to be essentially the same thing as if they were to raise the base AE stat of primary weapons in general. Auto, pulse, scout rifles, and SMGs are getting their AE penalty reduced by 40%. Hand cannons and sidearms are getting their penalty reduced by 20%, and bows by 30%. Bungie goes on to say that they're also toning down the airborne aim assist penalties to those weapon types as well. Bullet magnetism, which is a form of aim assist on both controller and MNK, is having its penalty toned down by 20%, and reticle stickiness, which is a form of aim assist on controller only, is getting its penalty toned down by 40%. Quick side note, I know a lot of people want to see the entire AE system thrown in the garbage, but I already think it's a good sign that Bungie is very open to making changes based on player feedback with the AE system. We're probably going to have more ways to build into AE in Season 18, in addition to being able to seeing the fucking hidden stat on each gun finally. And that combined with getting the penalty numbers lowered across the board, I mean, I'm kind of a happy guy right now. Certain weapon perks are getting AE buffs too, because why not? Air Assault, Extended Mag, and Steady Rounds are all getting bumped up between 7 and 10 each. I like Air Assault getting a flat 10 buff, but I still don't know if it would be enough for me to use the perk at all. I'm way more interested in Steady Rounds getting an extra 7. Now, Steady Rounds will give you AE and extra unflinching together, kind of a tempting weapon pick depending on what weapon you're rocking. Overall, I'm feeling kind of good about these changes to the AE system. I'm not sure if they'll be the end-all be-all changes. I know a lot of people still don't like the system in general. We've still got more big changes to talk about, but in the meantime, head down to the comment section and let me know what you think about the mid-season AE changes. And while you do that, we will move on to weapon changes. In a very interesting move, Bungie is going to try to make 180 RPM hand cannons more viable in PvP. They're going to change the damage output to allow it to kill guardians with 2 crits and 2 body shots with a 1.33 second time to kill with only body shots. Now, that's not a bad change, but I still don't know if it'll be enough for me to consider maining a 180 over a 140 RPM hand cannon. The optimal time to kill is still 1 second flat compared to a 140 RPM's time to kill of 0.87. Although 2 head 2 body is definitely easier than 3 head 1 body to kill though, so might at least be worth trying out if you got a fun 180 RPM roll that you do enjoy. Just don't come crying to me if you get ripped a new B-hole in quick play because your 7th Seraph revolver didn't pop off. 450 RPM auto rifles are getting a little tweak too, mainly because they've fallen behind other AR subfamilies. The change is interesting, but I don't think it'll be drastic enough for a major meta shift. If you're like me and don't want to see another AR meta return, don't worry, we're kinda good for now, I think. Scout rifles are getting changed a little bit, but Bungie admits they don't want to tweak them too hard. If they do, I think they're worried that they're gonna F up the meta a little bit, and I kind of agree with that. 180 and 150 RPMs are getting more damage output in PvP. High impacts will be able to 2 head 1 body. It'll only be against players with really low resil though, which is kind of rare in the current meta. I'd say keep your eyes peeled for scout rifles. Again, I don't think that they will pop off, but we'll see. Pellet spread shotguns are getting buffed in PvE. Cool. Fine, no problem here. I do wonder if that will include things like Legend of Acreus and the 4th Horseman though. Keep that on the back burner, could be important. Linear fusion rifles are getting their flinch penalty toned down in PvE only. Hey, if you didn't see my video on how to farm the Duality dungeon, now could be a great time to do that because the Storm Chaser linear fusion rifle just got even more viable as a PvE damage dealer with that change. Oh, here's good news. If you're one of the 4 people out there that unironically uses a glaive in PvP, ammo per special brick is being upped from 1 to 2. Have fun with that, you crazy kids. Now we get on to a few things I'm really happy about, exotic changes. Lorentz Driver, long known for making me want to pull out my hair in trials, is getting an aim assist penalty and a reduced suck effect. Extra flinch coming in will still be a thing, but from enemy guardians only now, and that change also applies to Arbalist. I know some of y'all are gonna be sad about that, but honestly, don't care right now. I'm sorry, I love all of you, but just that gun, linear fusion rifles, all that shit. And honestly, come on, they could have gone even harder. 10 aim assist penalty, y'all are getting off light. Moving on, G-Horn is too dominant in PvP and some other game mode I've never heard of. Rockets will now no longer have proximity detonation, which is actually a huge change for G-Horn, and Wolfpack rounds will only deal half damage to enemy guardians. I'm kind of wondering if that lack of proximity detonation will also apply to PvE. It won't hurt G-Horn too badly if it does, but it'll change how I use it for sure. In news that will have mouse and keyboard streamers doing goddamn backflips, the Last Word is now getting a medium-sized crotch kick in PvP. The hip-fire aim angle is getting toned down by 50%, and the damage and aim assist fall-off range is getting cut by 3 meters. If that technical jargon is kind of too much, just know that it's going to be harder for Last Word to land crit shots while hip-firing, and it won't be as deadly from far away. That's kind of big. Last Word has long been a very deadly weapon for PvP controller mains. I think the 50% hipfire angle is going to be the more devastating change overall. I won't be able to give you my full thoughts on that change until it drops into the game, but for right now, if you're a Last Word main, I might recommend warming up another hand cannon out in the bullpen. Forerunner is getting its special ammo per brick bumped up from 3 to 4 in PvP, likewise with Ariana going up from 1 to 2. Because exotic weapons can't be fitted with an Icarus grip mod, some exotics are getting their AE values tuned up, including Suros Regime, Whisper of the Worm, Monte Carlo, and Forerunner. Aside from wanting to really meet whatever sicko out there is jump shooting with Whisper of the Worm, I'm actually kind of excited for the bump up on Forerunner. Between that and the ammo change, I might be using that tiny little sidearm more frequently in Season 18. Again, head on down to the comment section right now and tell me what you think of these changes, the nerfing of the Last Word and the Lorentz Driver, the change to the aerial effectiveness system. Is it good enough or not good enough? Sound off, I want to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on stream.